Oh boy, she had the heart to say it like it is.
I'm done. I'm done with us protecting people who would buy and abuse our children. I'm done.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the YouTube channel. You hear it, Pastor James Devallon. Listen, we gotta talk about this. She went out on a limb and say it like it is and did not hold back. Her name is Senator Susan Talamantes Eggman. She is a Democrat senator. She's a part of the Senate in California. She stunned the entire floor, it is said, after saying the things that she's about to say. She's saying the things that most of us already know, but I don't think we understand the gravity of the situation and how drastically bad it is. Well, she is speaking out about how many of these politicians are protecting those network where these underage children are being moved and sold and prostituted in these circles. She's addressing, she is saying, I'm done with it. I no longer want to be a part of this. And then I ask the question, who else is a part of this? How big is this thing? How massive is this thing, right? Sound of freedom. Friends, I'm telling you, this stuff is drastically bad. Both my wife and I were involved in what's going on in that circle. You have not seen the numbers. What you see on television, little things here and there, little movies here and there. Listen, bruh, that's like a sample of the real issue that's going on behind the scene when it comes to that particular network in itself and what is happening with little children. I can say a lot more, but I'm just gonna move to the video because it speaks for itself. Let's get to it.
Eggman.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I'd like to say, as a progressive, proud member of this body for the last 12 years, I'm done. I'm done with us protecting people who would buy and abuse our children. I'm done. I don't want to send more black and brown men to prison. I don't want more people in prison, but I don't want people buying girls. I don't want people buying little girls anymore. And I'm tired of saying it's okay and that we have to protect the men who do it. As a mental health professional and as a social worker, I can tell you I've spent my entire career working with people who have been wounded. I'm not going to say beyond repair, but they have been wounded to their core by the abuse that's been heaped on them, oftentimes by those that they love and look to protect them. And if their parents won't do it, then by God, we should. Again, I am not arguing that we open the gates to flood our prisons with people, but I am arguing that we have a moral responsibility to say enough. Enough. We have given away enough on this area, and we've got to move back into the center, or we all look like fools and laughing stocks. And what do we stand for? I asked all of you to watch the documentary that Senator Grove was in, Senator from Kern County was just in, that talked about this very place in Sacramento where girls are being bought and sold. Men are being given a little slap in the hand or a couple days, and then they're back out again, and they do the same thing. They get caught over and over and over again, and somehow that's okay. It's not okay. It is not okay anymore. And no more on my watch. And like I said, I'm leaving, but the rest of you who are going to be here for a while, let's get our stuff together and really start focusing on some of the important things. We talk about learning and we talk about being safe. This is like at the core of it. And a lot of these kids can be throwaway kids. They're poor kids. They're kids of color. But they shouldn't have to live a life determined by what happens to them by others at a very young age and by have the Democratic Party of California say it's okay. It's not okay.
No, it's not.
And I'm not doing it anymore, and I hope none of you do too. We have to be able to draw a line, and for me, I'm drawing a line. I urge your I vote.
I need a minute. After hearing that, you like, yo, give me a minute. Let me catch my breath. What do you do after hearing that? I'm going to need your help because talking about this gets people like me in trouble on the internet. I hope you understand. Like, I don't think people understand the level of censorship, control, and domination that's going on online with these people groups. They actually control the speech and the words that are being said about this matter on the internet. Do you understand? Videos like this get shadow banned. Content creators like this who speak about this, they get smacked. They get strikes because they're saying you talking about something that is sensitive, or you might hurt somebody, or this is what we get when we talk about this. So I'm gonna need your help. Thumbs up this video, push it forward, share it with somebody else. Let me say this. The fact that she felt the need to come out and say that I'm done, it tells me this woman's been under serious conviction for a long time. And then she came to a point where she had to make up her mind. In order for me to do my job, I have to leave the environment, because it's not just a system that is making this happen. There's also how do you call this, right? There are people who are gating, helping, and protecting that system. They have security guards. It's almost like these politicians are not really addressing the problem as it should be. They're not really stopping it. They actually just perpetuating it. That's why she felt the need to step out of this stuff and back off, because she realized there is no way I can be the person that I am and stay true to integrity while this is going on. She came to a point where she said, I can't allow this to go on. She's saying she's done. In her words, this is massive. In her words, I'm done. This is a massive movement. It is a behemoth, in other words, for lack of words, I should say. It is actually a common practice. So much so that the politicians behind the scenes are pushing this matter and assisting. I think some of them are getting paid doing this. You wonder why some of our children are coming out trans, gay, and confused and don't know what to do with themselves? Would you like to understand part of the reason why this is going on? Because of the abuse. This is a common, listen, it's not just happening in these circles in Hollywood. Some of this stuff is in churches. Can we be honest for a minute, somebody? It's happening in Catholic churches, in Protestant churches, non-denominational churches. Listen, actually, it's crazy, man. I mean, if you have daughters or sons, you just think of that picture and what's going on in their little minds. When you come to a place in society where you don't respect the lives of little children anymore, we say we can cancel them in the womb. We can do this and do that and get rid of them and sell them to this guy, sell them to that guy. And it's just that crazy cycle. We know we live in a sinful and wicked world, but this practice has become way too common and way too protected. It's becoming, is this a system? It's a network, man. There's a chain of command. And that's why there were people that got upset when the movie Sound of Freedom came out and they were exposing what was going on. And all of a sudden, everybody got in trouble. You couldn't talk about this thing. It's like, yo, are we talking about children? Like, so protecting little children now is controversial? Saving the lives of little children from abusers, that's controversial. That needs to be shadow banned. That conversation, we can't have it online. You know, we've done lost our minds as a people, right? But I'm so glad for this woman because she had the heart to say it like it is. Very few have the guts to speak like that. Well, she did. She did. You know, I could say a lot more, but I think it's best to end this video. I'm not going to make this video long. I'm going to be praying. And I think one of the best things we can do is to educate yourself on this matter and get involved. This is not something that's going to go away. The more people are aware of this and speaking about this, and the more you are involved, the better it is. And not only that, I wish I could tell women, listen, man, wait till you get married before you have children. Like, stop bringing them into this world if you're not ready to love and care for them. I'm so serious. Because when these, not just women, men and women, okay? Like, believe what the Bible tells you. Really. Believe what the Bible tells you. Stop committing adultery. Stop fornicating outside of marriage. Stop it. Because let me tell you what, this is how it starts, because it starts by breaking the law of God. And when these children are born, parents are irresponsible. They throw them into the system, and the system take them and perpetuate them. And then we also have an open border, which also plays a role in that. Some of these families that are coming through, some of these children are being prostituted as well and being given to different places and so on. They don't know where these children are. And there was a news that I was, we lost over 7,000 children. We don't know where these 7,000 children went. You don't know where the 7,000 children. So over 7,000 children went missing in the United States after going through the border. You don't know where they went, and you think that's like, oh yeah, that's cool. We're gonna move on. What do you mean you're gonna move on? So a lot more could be said, but I think this woman here, man, I appreciate her courage and her heart for speaking out. But again, like Jesus says in Luke 17 verse 2, actually verse 1. Let me open my Bible. I don't want to keep talking to me anymore. Let me open my Bible, because the Bible is better at saying it like how I'm really feeling. There you go. So here he says it is impossible that one offense will come, but woe unto them through whom they come. It is better for him that a millstone were hanging about his neck, and he were cast into the sea, than he should offend one of these little ones. See, friends, that's how Jesus feels. So judgment is coming. Oh, yeah. God has kept a perfect record of every hurt, every tears, and every sorrow. Judgment is coming. Not only upon the head of those who are pushing this, but also those who are perpetuating and protecting and keeping a safeguard of these abusers. Judgment is coming. Praise the Lord for judgment. I'm so glad judgment is coming. But we got to pray for deliverance. We got to be active. We got to be part of the conversation. We have to understand this is happening. It must be rooted out not only in society, in some places around the world. It must be rooted out in the church. Yes, in the church. It must be rooted out. It has no place in God's house. And don't tell me it's not happening. Lord have mercy. Don't make me pull some record. Don't make me pull the records. Anyway, share your thought and perspective with me. I want to hear from you. Link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell icon for more if you enjoyed this video. Stay in prayer. Stay in prayer, because this is a very difficult subject to speak about. Anyway, until next time, have a good one. Bye.